6:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Dulmin Samarasinghe, assisted by Chathra, and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The President emphasises that the war heroes will not be forgotten under any circumstances. An independent investigation is requested to the recent violent incidents. The 2 arrested parliamentarians have been remanded. A new program introduced to issue fuel for agricultural activities. A dengue eradication week has been declared. Foreign news: Finland and Sweden apply for NATO membership. Sports: Sri Lanka loses 2 quick wickets in the first test against Bangladesh. News in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has emphasised that the war heroes who protected motherland's freedom and territorial integrity will not be forgotten under any circumstances. Issuing a message in connection with the War Heroes Day, the President has said that the immense sacrifices made by the war heroes will be recalled on the National War Heroes Day. The President has pointed out that the policy on the country's sovereignty and freedom will not be taken lightly. The message of the President has stated that safeguarding the motherland remains above all other matters. The debate on the violent incidents on the 9th of this month continued for the second day today. Expressing his views, MP Arundika Fernando said that the majority of those who were arrested in connection with the incidents are members of Janta Vimukti Peramuna. He said that they are trying to push back the country into a dark era similar to 88-89. Therefore, he requested in Parliament today to conduct an impartial investigation into the violent incidents. Taking part in the debate, JUP leader and MP Anurukumara Dissanayake said that his party is committed to protect the democratic structure. He said that they do not approve violence. MP Ramesh Patrana said that government of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa did not take steps to suppress protests. He pointed out that a separate place has been given to conduct protests. He further said properties, including 29 houses, have been destroyed in the Galle district. He added that a change should take place in the parliament process since hatred has been instigated against parliamentarians. Another 4 persons have been arrested in connection with the assault on the protesters at Golface Green and Kolupitia. The CID has arrested Mayor of Mortua Samanlal Fernando, Chairman of Sitawaka Pradeshya Sabha Jayantha Rohana, Kalaniya Pradeshya Sabha member Manjula Prasanna and Dan Prasad. Meanwhile, the arrested parliamentarians Sanat Nishantha and Milan Jayatilaka have been remanded until the 25th by Fort Magistrate Court. A new plan has been introduced to provide fuel for agricultural activities. Cultivations of the yellow season have commenced. Several filling stations have been selected to issue fuel for essential services at a district level. Commissioner General of Essential Services, KDS Ruwan Chandra, said that those filling stations have been selected according to the recommendations of district secretaries. He said that the farmers in the area can get fuel according to the plan prepared by the relevant district secretary. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. A dengue eradication week has been declared from today to the 24th by the National Dengue Eradication Unit. More than 20,800 dengue patients have been found during the past few weeks. 3,086 of them have been identified this month. Director of the unit, Consultant Dr. Sudat Samravira, said that 44% of the dengue patients have been found from the Western Province. The fundamental right petition filed challenging the decision of the cabinet ministers to allow former President Maithripala Sirisena to use of the residence at Paget Road was fixed for June 29th by the Supreme Court today. The Supreme Court allowed the petitioners to file an amended caption to substitute the respondents following the appointment of new cabinet of ministers. The government has paid its attention on limiting calling of public servants for duty. It has paid attention on allowing the state employees to work from home according to the needs. Commissioner General of Essential Services has requested the Minister of Local Government Administration to call only essential staff for work without disrupting duties. More than 14,000 Triforce personnel have received promotions to their next ranks, coinciding with the 13th anniversary of the National War Heroes Day. Accordingly, 396 officers of the Sri Lanka Army and 8,110 other ranks of the Army have been promoted to their respective next rank with effect from today. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka Air Force said 450 of its officers and 3,361 other ranks were promoted to their next ranks. Sri Lanka Navy said 74 of its officers and 2,010 sailors in both regular and volunteer forces were promoted to their next ranks. The Commissioner General of Examinations, LMD Dharmasena, says that Essential Services Commissioner has been informed to provide fuel facilities to maintain GCE O-level examination without interruptions. He said that its officials have to stay in fuel queues. It will not be possible to conduct the examination on time. Therefore, he said in Colombo today that they expect a response from the Commissioner of Essential Services soon. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
In the main news story, senior police officers have informed the Bar Association of Sri Lanka that a number of arrests will be made in respect of the attacks on the protests opposite temple trees and at Galle within the next couple of days. In a statement, the BASL announced that the BASL President and Deputy President met the IGP and senior officers of the Criminal Investigations Department at the police headquarters at the IGP's invitation on Monday. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The National Water Supply and Drainage Board said a 10-hour water cut will be in place in several areas in Colombo on Saturday from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. on Sunday due to essential distribution network improvement work. As such, water supply to Colombo 12, 13, 14 and 15 will be interrupted while water supply will be at low pressure in Colombo 1 and 11. And that was Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
The headlines: Finland and Sweden apply for NATO membership. Japan's nuclear regulator approves a plan to release treated water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the ocean. India's Supreme Court frees ex-PM Rajiv Gandhi's killer. World News in detail. Finland and Sweden have officially applied for NATO membership. Ambassadors from the two Nordic countries submitted their application papers to NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg in Brussels today. Stoltenberg told the ambassadors that he warmly welcomes the two countries' request to join NATO, calling it a historic moment. Japan's nuclear regulator has approved a plan to release treated water from the crippled Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the ocean. Plant operator Tokyo Electric Power Company drew up the plan in line with a decision by the government. At a meeting today, members of the authority concluded they could not find any problems in the submitted document. India's Supreme Court has ordered the release of one of the convicts involved in the 1991 murder of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. A.G. Perarivalan was in jail for over 30 years. In 1998, he was sentenced to death, but it was later commuted. Arrested at 19, Perarivalan was convicted for procuring batteries that were used in the bomb to kill Gandhi. Gandhi was assassinated by a female suicide bomber as he addressed an election rally in Tamil Nadu state. Gandhi's killing was widely seen as retaliation for his having sent Indian peacekeepers to Sri Lanka in 1987 when he was the Prime Minister. Back to the headlines of the world news. Finland and Sweden apply for NATO membership. Japan's nuclear regulator approves a plan to release treated water from the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant into the ocean. India's Supreme Court frees ex-PM Rajiv Gandhi's killer. And that ends World News. On to development news. District Director of Agriculture M. Kuadasan said under the Export Agriculture Village program, 25,000 Tom JC mango seedlings have been received in the Trincomalee district this year. The mango saplings have been issued for distribution to the beneficiaries belonging to 11 divisional secretaries divisions located in the district. The economic development officers will assist in monitoring the program. And that was development news.
Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank, we present your future.
Today is the fourth day of the first test between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh at Chattogram. Batting first, Sri Lanka scored 397 runs in their first innings. In reply, Bangladesh scored 465 runs. Sri Lanka were 39 for 2 wickets in their second innings at stumps today. And that was sports news.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Singer Sri Lanka recently unveiled the first fully fledged Dahua concept store showcasing Dahua's latest surveillance product line and smart solutions. Real Visions Private Limited has joined hands with Singer as a business partner for the newly opened concept store. The new concept store is located on Gold Road, Colombo 4. And that was business news.
Business News, sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
In economic news, the external sector report for February 2022 shows that there had been significant growth in the importation of tradable items into the economy. According to the central bank, merchandise exports growing 14.7% to just over $1 billion. This was outpaced by the growth in merchandise imports to $1.87 billion, representing a growth of 22.9%. And that was economic news.
The weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the western, Sabragamu's central, northwestern and southern provinces. Fairly heavy showers, about 75 millimeters, can occur at some places in the Sabragamu province and in the Kandy, Nuwara Galle and Mathura districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern province and in the Anuradhapura district. Strong winds about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over the western slope of the Central Hills, northern, north-central and northwestern provinces and in the Hambantota and Trincomalee districts. That was the weather report. And to conclude this news broadcast, a reminder of the headlines. The President emphasizes that the war heroes will not be forgotten under any circumstances. An independent investigation is requested to recent violent incidents. The 2 arrested parliamentarians have been remanded. A new program introduced to issue fuel for agricultural activities. A dengue eradication week has been declared. Foreign news, Finland and Sweden apply for NATO membership. Sports, cricket, Sri Lanka loses 2 quick wickets in the first test against Bangladesh. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.